right, we got the kitchen loaded down today. Moderate carb day, so that does mean we got 2 rice and chicken bowls, and then we also have a salad bowl to make. So let's get this omelet started as fast as we can, get the oats and chicken started after that, and then we'll blend up the base of our curry. I remembered with that blend of celery, we call it celery, carrots, and what was the other one? Celery, carrot. It's not bell pepper. Dang, onion. Yeah, celery, carrot, onion. It is a mirepoix. And then celery, onion, bell pepper. That's the Holy Trinity. So I might be getting some celery next week, just because I like the way that tastes a bit more in my curry. $80 grams of oats, 100 grams of rice. I was kind of pissed yesterday. I don't know what happened, but the transmitter for my microphone that plugs in my phone must have gotten bumped or something, but it wasn't picking up any of my audio. Instead, you just hear my girlfriend talking in the background, just babbling. Which is funny. But I didn't really have like anything intricate or amazing to say anyways, but you know, I was like, damn, I felt like I had some commentary there that would have been good. So when I was editing the video, I just cut out the audio part. I just cut out that part of the video because you can't even hear me talking. You just see my mouth moving. So it's like kind of a waste of time to try and sit there and just watch that. Maybe I could ad-lib it like they do with the Japanese movies. Their mouth is moving fast. All right, let's get this rice going. I do a 3-to-1 ratio of water to rice. There we go. Yesterday I didn't even hit the fucking cook button, so I was sitting there. I was like, man, why isn't this rice cooking? Then I realized I didn't press the button. But Costco has a pretty sick rice cooker. It's a Juro Roshi or something, and I really want one. Jay Cutler actually had one, but it's not exactly necessary. We're gonna boil 2 cups of water and get our veggies in there to steam. Make sure I center this over the burner so it doesn't accidentally cook one side of the omelet faster than the other. But yeah, we got a leg day today. So we're gonna get that rolling. All right, what am I? Oh, I needed that Tupperware. So since I make the salad dressing, I'm gonna put the components to the dressing in here, and whenever I don't, I'm gonna put it in the food processor and get it all cut down to a really fine grain. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna put it all in a blender and run it through the blender again. I put too much garam masala in it yesterday, and it wasn't spicy, but there was just too much spice flavor to a point where it wasn't as enjoyable to eat. There's just too much flavor going on. It felt like I was eating like fragrance pen or something, but I got through it. I ate the food, I cooked it. I didn't want to be wasteful. Adding more curry powder helped, and I think I'm going to back some of the salt off a little bit. I did a whole tablespoon yesterday. Today the food is less, so I'm going to do half a tablespoon of salt. And if it doesn't taste great when I start to eat it, I'll just make the easier move and, salt it to taste at that point. So I always keep sea salt in my office. But I like being able to record some little talking points. I think it kind of outlines some of my mindset as I'm approaching a lift. Like, okay, last time I got 12, so we're going for 13 here. So I feel like some people don't really talk about what they're thinking of before they do a workout. So it can provide some like good context maybe. Okay, let's get this in the pan. How are we gonna do this? I'll bring food to the pan. So I need this like bench scraper I keep avoiding to buy because it helps me pick up all the onion at once. Okay, we'll let the onions get in there. I like those to cook down the most. There we go. And then I gotta quickly get the chicken in here before the omelet gets too cooked. So yesterday I was like a little flustered in the setting of the, cooking with an extra pot going, but today I'm feeling good. We got more steps to follow, but I think it'll be pretty solid. I think I'm going to season my chicken differently next week compared to what other people want. Since I'm going to be doing curry dishes, I'm going to intentionally season my chicken like curry chicken. So I'm going to put like tandoori spice, curry powder, and like really burn that flavor into the chicken. I might even let it marinate overnight just to get it there, get it nice deep flavoring. Because I don't know, I used to hate curry as a kid. It was funny, everything my parents liked when I was a kid, I was like, ew, that's disgusting. As I've gotten older, I really like all that food now. I can't think of anything that my parents like to eat that I don't now. But my parents never told me I needed to eat anything. So I think that's kind of cool. Some people, they kind of like judge you if you do or don't eat the same as them. So then you feel inclined to like eat the same way as them. My parents, they'd be like, eat your vegetables. I don't like them. They're all right. But I think the trick was when I was a kid, they'd be like, yeah, Brendan doesn't like eating vegetables. And it didn't bother me. It didn't hurt my feelings. I was like, damn right. Fuck vegetables. Now I'm older. I put veggies in everything. When my dad is like eating healthy and stuff, whenever he's, grinding on his diets and stuff, he always gave me good info that I picked up on as a kid. He's like, it's not always so much about just starving yourself. He's like, sometimes you can lose weight just by exercising moderation. And I think that's something like I try to teach clients when they come to me and they need to lose like 50 pounds. I'm like, okay, so you got here by making a series of decisions that made you overweight. So let's reduce what those decisions are in frequency and amount. So let's say, for me, I'm a great example. Because terrible habits, I'm great at building them. I think I used to eat like out 3 meals a day, every single day of the week at the time. I was stressed and I didn't feel like cooking. Typical excuse. And I basically was like, okay, let's cook breakfast, lunch, and let's only eat out for dinner. And I lost a lot of weight. And then I started to, just increase the frequency of my healthier decisions. And over time, I got to a point where I was cooking every single meal of the day. And then I'd only eat out on the weekend. And now I eat out once or twice a month. I might get a glass of wine at the wine bar over the weekend, stuff like that. And really trying to exercise moderation for myself. And it's a very valuable life lesson to learn that you don't have to go from 0 to 100, because currently if you're doing 0, and the way the body works is it adapts to new things. So if you expose it to something it hasn't done before, and let's say you go from 0 and you decide to do 5, well, that's all you need. Your body will adapt to 5. But next week, when you come back, you got to go to 6. You got to push it a little harder. And at some point, your body can only adapt so quickly. So you will need a break. Your body will be like, hey, bro, we feel terrible. And in a diet, that means if you're cutting calories, maybe going and eating at maintenance for a little bit. If you're dieting and you're cutting weight, maybe you reduce cardio for a week and let your body kind of recover. If you're bulking and you're just losing your appetite, reduce calories to maintenance for a week and do some cardio and see if we can get a break from the digestive system to kind of build that appetite back up. There's a lot of ways of exercising moderation, ways that you can let your body rest. Rest can come in many different forms. Mental rest is a big one I think people neglect, especially when I see people training clients who are very high-level businessmen, businesswomen, mothers. They just don't know how to find ways and places to rest. And rest is key to growth. Rest is key to weight loss. If you're not rested well, your body's in a hormonal state actually that is not advantageous, or, you know, it's not in a good place to be losing body fat. It's the last thing on your body's mind to, yeah, let's get this guy lean for summer. It'll be, damn, this guy ain't feeding us shit. We gotta survive. What's going on? Oats for 5 minutes. Always add the egg whites. It just adds volume to these egg whites and these oats when they're combined. And oh my gosh, it is a great combination. And they're pretty bluntly flavored, so it's easy to mask it with other taste. So 3 more minutes, and then the oats will be done. I'll start those in a bit and catch this stuff up. I like to wait a little bit to start the oats just so that they keep their flavor or their heat. I don't like them cold. All right. But for the cost of these microphones that I got, the noise canceling isn't too bad. At first, when I tried to rewatch the video in the gym, just to see what it sounded like, I thought it picked up a lot of background noise, and then I came back and watched it one more time at home. I was like, actually, considering how loud it is in there and how many people are basically yelling over the music, it was pretty good. I also thought I was gonna have to like mute the sound of this food processor. It actually blocks the sound really well. So, speaking of which, let's get this rolling a little faster. I don't have much left to add to the omelet, so that should be done pretty soon. But let's blend up these poblanos, and then next the bell pepper, and then we'll get that all into the stew. I guess since this is my own like blend of veggies, I gotta come up with a name for it, you know? Easy peasy. Since I run it through the blender one more time whenever I'm done, I just need it smaller bits so they cook down a little better. And then if you can let a curry stew or just any stew sit at a simmer for a longer period of time, it's always gonna like get that flavor to be a bit more mature. Because certain things in the food will cook off. Like in veggies, for instance, there's like certain chemicals, like oxalates and things, and if you cook them off, it'll taste better. Get that acidic taste out. My co-chef, my sous chef is here, sniffing the floors, checking for scraps. I accidentally forgot to set aside some of that poblano for my salad. Oops, it'll be all right. Not that big of a deal. And then the tomato sauce was a good idea yesterday, not bad. I think I do need to add the carrot though. I think carrots will add the kind of sweetness and texture that I like. And also carrots are starchy, so when you add that to a sauce and then you reduce it and blend it up, it adds the perfect texture. So I think I'll be replacing my corn in my diet next week with carrots. Basically an alternate carb source. I don't put a lot of carrot in it, but it'll just be enough to use it, and I want to make sure I log it. All right, so let's blend up this. Perfect. Terrific. I think that omelet's almost done. So we're just gonna get this and our seasoning or spices into, maybe I can just boil these first and then blend it and then add the spices after and let it simmer. That might be good too. I already stained the blender, so it's not like a really that big of a concern anymore. All right. Yeah, I can add, yeah, I'm just gonna get that to a simmer and then I'll add my spices after and then like reduce it. So let's just boil these veggies. All right, let's get some Dijon mustard on the omelet, a little Rotel tomato, and we should be ready to eat. Lots. Since there's carrot in that no salt seasoning, I'm probably gonna put that in my curry to try and pick up that flavor I want from it, since I don't have carrot. Okay, and then, oh yeah, let's start this microwave now. I wish the thing just would microwave and not argue with me. It's like, is there anything in here? No, dude, I just thought I'd microwave air. All right. And it is almost time to flip. Yeah, we'll just soften these veggies up, break them down a little bit, and they should be ready to go. And then I can also rinse off my romaine lettuce. Or actually, I don't have a romaine this week. There we go. 9 out of 10. Maybe even better. It's pretty solid though. Look at that. And then I'll throw some bok choy in here. I gotta throw 4 heads in. And I want this blended into the base of the soup. So I'm gonna chop it pretty small, just so it cooks faster. My blender has an easier time with it. There we go. All right, let's get all this into the pan. So we're gonna add a little water. We're gonna get this to boil so it cooks a little faster, and then we'll worry about reducing when it's complete. Add a little bit more water. We're gonna crank up the heat. All right. Let's clean up our kitchen space a little bit, and then we're about to make these oats. And that's breakfast, and then lunch is started. I'll start the video back up once I'm getting the other parts done. And we're gonna remember to put corn in our darn salad today. Not forget that part. We got pie filling. I got strawberry pie filling this week because they were out of the peach pie filling. They're the same calorically, so that's cool. And then I'll add garlic to the curry when it's in the reduction mode, is I want to kind of leave the garlic pieces in whole form. All right, so we got some nice volume there. But yeah, we'll leave the garlic in whole form just so that it has some texture to add. All right, typical combo. 2 teaspoons of espresso powder, 15 grams cocoa powder, there we go, on the money, 1/3 of a cup of Splenda, And then our almond extract. A little imitation butter. We'll whisk this up and that's breakfast. And we'll catch up once it's curry time. It's nice when you get everything just right. All right. I think it's time to eat. Got our bowl. Let's plate up this omelet. All right, baby. And then I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Oh, no, I'm not going to use it. All right, so veggies are nice and soft. We're going to blend them in here so that we can get our sauce to reduce and get it nice and thick. That way it coats our chicken and our rice and our curry. So we're going to put the 120 grams. Yeah. It's one meal less, so I have to take a third of it out. Come on, 1 more gram. There we go. Do that. We're gonna blend 1 chipotle pepper in. We didn't put this in yesterday, but we're putting it in today. I think it'll add that nice little subtle hit that we need. And then we're gonna blend that in here. I watched some other people do this when they make a palak saag, which is a spinach curry. They always blend the spinach back into the curry. And if you let it cook down, it gets that nice sweet flavor. So if I was in an off season, I could put coconut milk in this. The sweet from the bok choy and the sweet from the coconut milk would be really good. Unfortunately, we're not in that time, but it's not far away. So I'm trying to ladle this in here without making a gigantic mess. I tried washing the blender yesterday and the turmeric powder stained the shit out of it, so at least it stained my favorite color. That or it was the chlorophyll in the plants. I don't really know, honestly. All right, so we're gonna get this emulsified into a nice homogeneous mixture. And then we'll further reduce it on lower heat. Right now it's on 6. We're gonna bring it down to like a simmer for like 4. And we'll see if we can thicken it up. And that's also, we're gonna add the spices and let them develop and taste a little bit more. All right. Everything over here is hot. All right. That's fine. All right. I didn't blend this yesterday with the microphone, so I don't know if this will be loud or not. We'll find out. So it's kind of like how you make salsa, actually. It's different ingredients. So we're just gonna let it run for a second. Get it nice and smooth. Ooh, flavor. All right, that looks good. Before I got this blender serviced, the knob on it, if you so much as bumped it, it would blast to 10. And I figured that out after it put it all over my cabinets. That was fun. All right, nice and runny. You don't want the pan to get hot on the heater or on the burner while you're away from it, so you want to take it off, especially if it's nonstick. It'll ruin the nonstick coating. All right, so now we gotta add our spices and get some flavor going. So let's pause this and give you guys some height. That's a much better bird's eye view. Okay, so yesterday I made the mistake of putting garam masala in it and I put way too much. So we're gonna back the garam masala off. And you can see it's got a little simmer, you know, it's dancing in the pan, that's perfect. We're gonna keep the lid off so the steam leaves and it reduces. Put 4 cloves. I was gonna put 3, but these are tiny cloves. I need to find a thing to put my garlic in. Shit's fucking messy. Okay. Best way to de-skin these fuckers is crush the shit out of them. And then you just chop them into whatever texture you want. As long as they're cooking in the stew, you're gonna taste the garlic, regardless. But this might be my least favorite task when cooking is peeling garlic. We got a leg day today. We're gonna keep the theme going from last Saturday. I'm just gonna stay on one machine and beat it to hell. So I think we got Smith squat, but it's Texas cold today. My knees hurt like shit, so I'm gonna spend more time warming up. I'll put Tiger Balm on my knees and I'll probably wear knee sleeves just so I can get through the leg day. I need to get a new pair. I've been wearing the same pair of knee sleeves for almost 10 years now. And the seams are starting to pop on them. But they still work for elbow sleeves. Find an excuse to not throw them away. All right, so garlic's peeled. Let's chop it up. I like my garlic a little chunky. And we're gonna throw that no salt seasoning in today to get that carrot flavor in it. I think it's gonna add a nice subtle background taste to it. All right, but let's measure how much we use. So I'm gonna use half a tablespoon. That should be enough. And then curry powder, we're gonna be very liberal with this, and we're gonna use a 1/4 cup. Wherever the fuck that is. Where's the 1/4 cup? Where are you, little bastard? Alright, I guess we're eyeballing it. Have you seen the 1/4 cup? That's a 1/3. Crazy. Oh, there it is. It's further back. Gangster. That's never a problem. All right, so 1/4 cup. I figured out originally, if you don't put as much seasoning in terms of variety, and you just keep the choices simple, you usually have an easier time distinguishing what it is that you added that ruined the food. I used to add too many spices, and then I'd spend the rest of the week trying to figure out what I needed to take out to fix it. Instead, do the reverse. Only put a little bit in and add slowly. So we're gonna add cilantro. Dried cilantro is very common to add in curries. That orange, or that powder there is coriander. I think that's the name of a plant. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell it is. It adds like some more plant taste. And then we're gonna put the spicilla pepper in there along with the chipotle. And we should get the perfect spice level. You know, I'm not trying to burn my mouth, but the spice for some reason makes the food more interesting, and I don't get tired of eating it. I could eat the same food repeatedly. One week I tried without spice, and I got tired of the food in like 3 days. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm crazy, but so we got this in here. It's already getting to a nice thick texture, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water, just so it doesn't get too thick before it even starts to develop the flavors that we need. But it smells intense. So if we let it cook, it'll settle down a bit and even out a bit more. Kind of like aging a wine or a spirit. The flavors will develop. And then the bite, or in the case of alcohol, the alcohol flavor will kind of reduce a little bit more, and you can actually taste the drink. So we're gonna let these flavors develop. About a quarter cup of water. Should be enough to thin it out, and then we'll let that quarter cup cook out. So it's got a nice like runny texture, and we want to get it back to that thick texture once the flavors have, you know, moved around in the pot for a bit longer. But this smells fantastic. We'll put this over rice, and then 6 ounces of chicken with each meal today. And then we got to make our chicken salad, which is not my favorite meal, but it fucking gets it done. All right, let her simmer, finish our oats, and then come back and plate it all up. All right, curry is nice and simmered down. We got the romaine lettuce rinsed. So we're just gonna split this rice up between our lunch and our pre-workout meal. It's almost a pathetic amount of rice. Can't wait for the off season when I can eat so much rice that I don't want to eat it anymore. You know, I just can't stop looking forward to it. For all the progress I'm gonna make. You know, I've gone so many years just getting fat and then having to lose that fat. And I know I'm getting a little stronger over time because, you know, I have the logbooks and the videos to show myself that, okay, I have improved. But because I haven't been able to get some real focus for multiple months or years on end, getting stronger and staying in shape, I haven't really been able to see like what I am fully capable of. So, you know, I would like to get down to 220. I'm at 237 right now on average. So I could lose another 17 pounds. And if I'm losing 2 pounds on average per week consistently, I want to get to 220 in 9 weeks. That would be like the first week of June. And then we'd stabilize our weight, try and do our best to just maintain for a bit, maybe a week or two. Get some good photos, you know, so you can commemorate and keep a track of memory of, you know, man, this is the leanest I got as of late. And then from there, I want to put on 25 pounds in the following 16 weeks. So if it's, let's say July when we start our bulk, 16 weeks is 4 months. So that would get us to November. We'd eat at maintenance probably in December. I mean, it's, you know, it's holiday season anyways. And then we would start the bulk back up, or we'd start another cut for another 8 weeks in the following spring, 8 to 12 weeks. I'm really good at getting fat. So it's probably going to be three months. I'll probably cut for 3 months. So January, February, March, and then bulk going into that next summer. Or if we make a lot of progress, I might compete. I doubt that I'll make enough progress in literally just that amount of time to be able to compete. If I did, I might do well at a local level, but I wouldn't do shit at a national level. And I'd rather just focus. I know what it's like to compete. I've done it before, and I have so much to improve in terms of body composition, muscle, and posing on top of that I think I'd just be putting too much on my plate, and it would be once again another attempt at me getting lean and kind of slowing my progress down. Like I said, I'm not good at growing because I'm always getting fat because I'm undisciplined. So it would be backwards of me to attempt to make up for that way. You know, it just wouldn't make any sense. So we are going to follow this diet through, bulk cut until we're fucking huge. You know, I want to be 275 lean. I want to have abs at 275, and we are barely having visible abs in the morning on our lowest day of the week. Monday at 6 a.m., I need it to be, even after I've eaten meals and filled myself up with water all day long, I need to increase my standard there. So that's what we're going to do. So curry and rice, 6 ounces of cooked chicken in each bowl. I'm just going to use this to weigh it out. The chicken was fantastic this week. So we're just going to keep it up, try and keep that same kind of thing going. Oh, this chicken breast was really light. There we go. And I think that'll be the true test for me, is staying disciplined and showing you guys a good example of discipline in my off seasons. I feel like a lot of people can relate to being able to lose weight but not being good at gaining muscle. But it's not the same. I don't relate to a hard gainer, someone who has a small appetite, because I don't have a small appetite. I just have bad discipline. So I'll drive by and smell like, fryer oil in the air. I'm like, ooh, I want French fries. I don't really ever get tired of eating, but I do get tired of eating the same healthy food all the time, which is why I've put so much effort in trying to make it tasty. So that way I can just kind of enjoy that small meal I have and then go on about my day. But part of it's also just been a mental exercise to stop associating like food with feeling good. If that's the only way you have of feeling good, you're going to find yourself in a hole pretty quick. You're going to find more healthy ways to feel good than just, eating food or getting high on drugs or drinking alcohol, which are very common pitfalls for a lot of people. A lot of my clients are people who were former athletes and fell into bad habits, just like we all do. And I think it's just harder for former athletes to see themselves do that, because then they have memories that come up on their Snapchat or on their phone, or, family photos. I have my first bodybuilding competition photos come up every year right before summer. And I was fucking shredded. And I'm like, damn, I'm fat right now. So this year, those memories are coming up and I'll be leaner and in better shape than I was then. So memories. We are back in our prime, motherfucker. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I posted up that workout yesterday. That was good. I'll make sure to check the audio device before I actually start each set. Trying to teach my girlfriend how to be a videographer with zero experience on her end, so she's figuring it out slowly. Still giving her a hard time regardless, because that's what boyfriends are for. All right, so these done. I gotta pack some peaches, and since I didn't put my corn in here, I'll either leave the corn out of my diet today, or I'll eat Skittles again before I work out. The amount of corn that I do normally eat is equivalent, apparently, to a bag of Skittles, which I thought was kind of amazing. I guess corn has as much sugar as Skittles do then. Pretty wicked. I know grapes have a lot of like sugar in them, but you wouldn't really think of corn. Which is wild, because at, like Texas barbecue joints, one of our biggest things that you get as a side with brisket in barbecue is creamed corn. So it's, it's like super sweet. It's really creamy because, of course, creamed corn. And I just can't imagine now thinking like how much sugar must be in that from the corn. Because I would put brisket and then I'd lather it with creamed corn. All right, so that romaine heart was huge. I'm not eating all of that. Fuck that. I really need to get a compost bin. I'm going to keep talking about it. It's probably never going to happen, but when I have a home that I own, I will have a little spice garden for sure. I think I would like to grow my own garlic, rosemary, thyme, and I don't know, maybe some other pretty plants. Things that look nice. My grandma's good at growing stuff. I don't have as much practice, but I understand the general concept. All right, so we got to make bell pepper, onion, mix it with sour cream. Just 30 grams. It's about like 2 tablespoons. Chipotle pepper. I need to remember to blend up a whole can of this and just turn it into a paste so I don't have to do it anymore. There we go. Just need like 67 grams of this. $61 grams of black beans. You know, it's good to have these little like micronutrient varieties. They're really good for your stomach, you know. Keep it interested so that your gut flora is nice and diverse. And then the last thing, corn, and then we'll mix it up and dress it over the salad, cut up our chicken, and we are meal prepped for the day. We've eaten breakfast. We've drank 3/4 of a gallon of water. I will pour my last 1/4 gallon into a cup and drink it on my way to work. And then on my way to work, I need to get my mom some lunch. She wants these tacos from our local spice shop here. They have a really good kitchen in the back. And they make some bonkers surf and turf tacos. All right. We're gonna just mix this up. Almost forgot our cumin. That's turmeric, you idiot. But we need garlic as well. So throw a little garlic in here. A little black pepper. And then about a teaspoon or more of cumin. There we go, that's better. That looks like what we're looking for. No squeeze of lime today, I usually do, but I think we'll be all right. Get plenty of vitamin C from the bell pepper anyway. So dress the salad now. Got a lot of dishes to wash. Pinch of salt. Get those electrolytes in. Stay hydrated. If you're gonna drink a lot of water, you better eat a lot of salt. Otherwise, you're just gonna piss out your electrolytes. This is one fat chicken breast. Jesus. There we go. All right, so just this and 132 grams of peaches for a pre-workout. And we are good to go. I think tonight I will eat my chuck roast instead of French toast. And, you know, wake up a little drier tomorrow and see what we look like. I've been taking CBD gummies before bed, so that's helping me with the sleep. I can feel it like mellow me out before bed. That's a big help. Sometimes I feel like I'm tired all day and then I finally get home and I'm kind of like jittery. All right, so those are the meals. Just got to put my peach pie filling in a Tupperware. Otherwise, y'all, that is meal prep for like moderate carb day, carb cycling day 15. See you guys on leg day.